Welcome to the equipment element section of the EagleEyes training. We're going to talk about the EagleEyes console and its associated equipment and supplies. We have electrode gel that we use to assure proper reception of electrical signals by the electrodes. Any electrode gel from a medical supply store should work. We need alcohol pads or swabs to cleanse the individual skin before and after using EagleEyes. Baby wipes can be used if the alcohol pads are too strong or cause a reaction. And it's important to cleanse before to make sure you remove any skin products such as lotions, makeup, or sunscreen, and also your natural skin oils so that the tape will adhere properly to hold the electrodes on. We recommend using Johnson & Johnson surgical cloth tape for attaching the electrodes. When removing the tape, moisten the outside of the tape with an alcohol swab to release the adhesive so that it won't pull on their skin, and that helps it come off very easily. We need two 9-volt batteries to power the console, and those batteries need to be non-rechargeable. Rechargeable batteries are actually only 8.4 volts and don't have enough voltage to power the system. So you can use alkaline or lithium non-rechargeable 9-volt batteries in the system. The difference is that a lithium battery will last longer and it does cost a little bit more. The batteries are the main troubleshooting problem with the EagleEyes system. So if you're having any trouble, the first thing you need to do is test your batteries. So we've included a tester with all the new kits. If you need a tester, please contact us. We'd be happy to send you a tester. I'm going to show you what a fully charged battery looks like here. We're going to test that and we see that the tester goes all the way to the top. Anything less than all the way to the top can cause problems with the EagleEyes system. So I'll show you a battery now that does not go all the way to the top. And you can see the indicator goes up, but doesn't quite make it all the way to the top. So that battery is probably going to cause issues in the system. So test your batteries before use and you'll save a lot of time wondering why the system might not be working properly. The second thing is if you're storing batteries, we recommend that you cover the terminals. A small piece of tape can do this for you very easily. That just stops the battery from shorting out on other metal objects, prevents fires, and also prevents the battery from becoming depleted from shorting out. On your screen you can see the EagleEyes console. This is the main console unit that you plug the electrodes into on the back there, along with the USB cord. You can see those there. The power switch right here turns on the power from the 9-volt batteries to the console. You can see that our power just came on with those two lights that are indicating. The console needs 5 to 10 minutes of warm-up time before use, so turn it on as soon as you pull it out, let it start warming up and getting ready to go. There is a low battery indicator on the console. Unfortunately, it has not been as reliable as we'd like, so that's why we've included the battery testers now. So if the low battery light comes on, you probably definitely need to replace the batteries, but always use the battery tester to check those. Generally, a set of 9-volt alkaline batteries will last 10 to 12 hours of use if you turn off the console when you're done. The USB cord is a standard USB cord used on a lot of printers and other computer equipment. So if you need a longer cord or something like that, a replacement cord, you can buy those at any electronics store. The USB light up here at the top will indicate when we have a successful connection to the computer through the USB cord. So I'm going to plug in the USB cord now and we're going to see that light come on, and that tells us now that we have a successful connection right there to the computer. The console does not receive any power from the computer. It receives its power from the 9-volt batteries. So that light only tells us that we have a connection. You can see I can turn the power off and I still have a USB light because I have a connection to the computer, but the system is no longer powered unless I turn on the 9-volt power. Right here we have a horizontal and a vertical offset slider. These actually move the actual position of the cursor on the screen when you're using the system. They're used for calibration, so for example, if the individual is unable to access the left side of the screen, they seem to be stuck over on the right side, we could adjust the horizontal to the left a little bit to then allow them to access the screen more fully. Above and to the side we have the horizontal and vertical signal indicators. These will actually show the position of the signal being received as the user moves their eyes around. They also act as a power on indicator, so we know that the power is on. The two auto center, the white auto center buttons, return the mouse pointer to the center position. We push those 2 or 3 times successively, and once we've centered that, we should see that they now follow our offset sliders properly. And then those indicator lights will follow the user's eyes once the user's connected. Generally, once you've set the calibration, it won't need to be adjusted very often. Here we have the horizontal and vertical gain settings. The gain adjustment is really the sensitivity. It amplifies the signal. So if they seem not being able to access the entire area of the screen, we can increase those. Generally, we're going to have them in the 10 o'clock position, as you see on the screen. They go all the way down, and we're usually going to use about a 10 o'clock position for most users. Now, the horizontal movement of the eye is actually larger than the vertical. So sometimes the vertical may need just a little bit more to allow the user full access to the activity that they are doing. The mouse control switch allows us to switch between the mouse control and the EagleEyes control. When it's on EagleEyes control, you can't use the mouse. So if you go to try to use your mouse and it won't work, it's because you need to switch it back. Now, to use that switch, we do need to make sure that the external switch is selected on the software. You can use hotkeys on the computer for that function if you want. A lot of people prefer the external switch because it's an actual visible indication of if it's on the mouse or over on EagleEyes. So the electrode cables are specially designed cable assembly. The cable assembly is shielded to prevent interference with small electrical signals, but we still recommend that you keep it away from any small electrical devices such as motors, fans, computers, especially cell phones, feeding pumps, or other electrical accessories. And when connecting the cable assembly, simply connect the colors as indicated, red on red, black on black, etc. And once you've plugged those cables in, just leave them plugged in. Don't unplug them after each use. That will cause premature wear on the cables. So leave them plugged in. Just coil the electrode wires loosely and place them on top of the unit like that. And that will allow your wires to give you years of use. Don't wrap the wires tightly around your hand, and don't wrap it tightly around the console, or that can create breaking points within the wire. It's a very small electrical signal that's being sent through that wire, so that wire really needs to be maintained in very good condition. Now, a couple of notes. The first time that you connect the EagleEyes console to a new computer, it may take several minutes for the computer to find and install the USB device driver. Once that's installed, it should function properly, but if your software says it's not connected, and it is, it's because it's still installing that device driver. Most computers should do this automatically and need a connection to the internet to do so. Once your EagleEyes console is properly calibrated, you normally do not need to recalibrate it. Recalibrating too often will actually stop the EagleEyes user from fully learning how to control the system. So once we've set the sliders and once we've centered it a few times and everything seems to be functioning, we need to allow the user to learn how to use it and control it. Now, we actually already showed you this during our demonstration, but we just want to review it. Whenever you start using the console, you want to do a pre-calibration before you connect the user. Before you go to the effort and time of connecting all the electrodes, let's make sure that the system is working, that we have fresh batteries, that the computer is working, everything's working together. So to do that, we're going to turn on the system, plug in the USB to the computer, and then launch the software. And we're going to start out by moving our offset sliders back and forth to see if it's following. And then we're going to center them a couple of times and make sure that they're centered, and then make sure that they are tracking with the offset sliders. And you can see that they are tracking correctly. Now what we can do is we can turn on the EagleEyes control now, and you can see the cursor on the screen, and you can see that it is moving with my sliders. And if we let it hold still, we can see that it's actually holding still, it's not drifting. So that tells me that we have good batteries, we have a good connection, and we should be ready to connect the user and start using the system. If you get any faulty results on this pre-calibration test, first thing to check is always the batteries. Check the voltage. The second thing is you can usually resolve most issues simply by shutting down your computer, disconnecting everything, and restarting it all over. Computers have a tendency to build up little errors if they've been on for a long time, or maybe you have a lot of programs that are running. So just shutting everything down and restarting it can solve a lot of the problems. And check those batteries. If you have any questions, we're happy to help. You can call, email, or text us. Our contact information is on the website. And we hope you enjoyed this video.